A new Division One men's tennis poll has come out. It goes follows. Apologize for looking at it because I cannot memorize all this stuff. It's another set of computer rankings. Wake Forest, TCU, Ohio State, Texas, NC State, Virginia, San Diego, Stanford, Columbia, Cal, as the University of California, Berkeley, Arizona, Mississippi State, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Baylor, Florida State, UCF, Duke, Harvard, UCLA, Clemson, South Florida as in USF, Georgia and Michigan are the 1 through 25. I might as well go over 26 through 40. Give some receiving vote teams like USC as the University of Southern California, Michigan State, Pepperdine, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Illinois, Florida, Auburn, UC Santa Barbara or UCSB, Princeton, Cornell, Miami, Florida, Alabama, Washington, and Arizona. Now I'm going to go over like what the cut line is as of right now and for the NCAAs. So that because you know it does impact those bubble teams out there. The cut line would be at 46, and that's including an ineligible Vanderbilt team right now. They have, and obviously, if you have a losing record right now, you got to get to a winning record. If you're one of these potential at large bids that's in the cut line, you have to win and get yourself above 500. And no matter what, I think you might be in. And I know some of these conferences have conference tournaments either going on today or this week, while others are next week. And I know the Ivy League does not have a conference tournament. I know they don't. But you get the picture. So obviously, there's a difference between being a top 8 seed and top 16 seed because you get to host the first 3 rounds if you're in the top 8, potentially if you're assuming you win the first 2 rounds, while the top 16 is just the first 2 rounds. So the 1 through 16 would be like Wake Forest, TCU, Texas, Ohio State, NC State, San Diego, Virginia, Stanford, Columbia, California, Mississippi State, Arizona, South Carolina, Texas A&M, Tennessee, and Baylor. Though right there is like UCF, Florida State, Duke. I don't think Harvard's got enough points. They don't have enough points on the schedule to be a top 16. So it's really among those 3 teams, unless Clemson were to make a run to in the ACC tournament, since they have more point opportunities down the line. So I might as well just go over like the last 4 in, as in like for sure that are not the ineligible due to losing record. And that would be like UC Irvine, Georgia Tech, Arkansas, Nebraska. If you want to include Vanderbilt, fine, but they have to win 2 matches at least. If they only win 1 and then lose, they're done for the year. I'm just saying. So the next 4 out, the last 4 buys would technically be, and it is not including conference leaders and all this. Arizona State, Washington, Cornell, and Miami, Florida. So that does make sense. If you want to include Nebraska, because you include Vanderbilt as the last 4 in, assuming they win 2 matches, of course, yeah. Now, the first 4 out would be like Penn, North Carolina, Utah, and Memphis. I'm not including Middle Tennessee State as a conference leader. I'm not including that for the Conference USA. Yeah, the next 4 out would be Purdue, Pacific. I'm not including Oregon unless they get a winning record. Florida Atlantic University as an FAU, and really Yale, unless Ole Miss gets to a winning record. So you get the whole picture there, and for some of these bubble teams, you gotta avoid bad losses. I mean, and you gotta avoid losses in general and win as much as you can. Of course, for those top 8 seeds that are potentially they could be in. I mean, you got to not lose. And granted, for this, it's like they could use like for the NCAA like head-to-head, strength of schedule, and top 50 wins. So they may switch them around on the seeding because of that. To be honest, or who's in, who's out type of deal. So just so y'all know. And I know, ironically enough, Texas A&M plays Tennessee potentially in the SEC tournament. That's interesting to me because that could very well be a win and you're for sure in as a top 16, but a loser has to sweat it out. Obviously, Baylor cannot lose to Arizona State. They can't. And obviously, if they should, Arizona should win their first conference, the Big 12 tournament match. They should. So then it'd be a Baylor and Arizona. Again, it's if Baylor beats Arizona State. And if Baylor beats Arizona, they're definitely in as a host. Then obviously winning the whole Big 12 tournament, I don't know if there's enough points to be top 8, but it would be close-ish in all this. So, yeah, we're going to have to wait and see what happens. And for San Diego, you cannot lose any matches that are not conference tournament right now. Because if you do, you're going to drop. And if obviously you don't win your conference tournament, instead of it's like Pepperdine, then it becomes, you're just a top 16 potential because of the amount of points. So we'll see what happens there. And I'm going to go over my top 10 for Division I men's tennis. It is similar. Wake Forest, TCU, Ohio State, NC State, Texas, San Diego, Virginia, Stanford, Columbia, and California. Now, outside looking, it goes as follows: Arizona, Mississippi State, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Baylor, and one of Florida State and UCF. And another thing for Florida State, they have to win a few matches to make sure maybe they're going to be close to hosting. And obviously for UCF, they need to win their first round match. Because if they don't, in the Big 12 tournament, if they don't, forget the top 16 stuff, despite beating Arizona twice and Ohio State. I'm just saying, and obviously if they get to the Big 12 championship match somehow with a win over TCU, presumably, because let's be honest, TCU should be one of Oklahoma State and BYU automatically. Even if they're down Pedro Vives. And I know for Texas side things, they were down 3 guys. They were. So, I don't know about any other injury stats, but just a few notables. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens for some of these teams that are in the conference tournament this week. Because it does impact for next week. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to 800 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 or more. So my mind, this course, like video, comment video really helps YouTube algorithms. Some more people see it. Sharing the video does help as well. Some more people could watch. And if you're watching and not subscribe, hit subscribe button. Freaking notification bell as well.